How do I make notepad later on? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm just going to share with you how do I make notepads here in Wizworks and also weekly planners with spiral binding. So now we're here in my computer. I'm just going to show you how do I print my artwork right here. So I usually put some space on the top just in case I want to bind them with spiral binding. And also I'm going to print it also in an A4 size. A4 size, okay. Landscape. And then I will just copy the whole thing and fit it in the A4 size landscape to save paper and time, because we wanted to print the notepad in 50 sleeves or 50 pages. So by this way, it will help me to make like 25 papers only when I print them. So now I'm going to export as JPEG, and then we'll write notepad, and there we go. And then now let's try to make our weekly planner. For the weekly planner, let's see. Let's say I already have also an artwork for my weekly planner, by the way. I'll just show you how I print it. So this is my weekly planner. So you can see I have this goal this week, 3 things I want to achieve, notes, and then Monday to Friday, and then weekend plans. So I will just try to print this one thing out also, just for example as well. Let's see, much stuff there. So I will just try to print the notepad now. I already have a settings before, so I will just choose my printer. And then weekly planner, aywa. Because I'm using a 120 GSM paper, and I try as much as possible borderless. This is for printing with glue, if I want to print it with glue. But if I'm not printing with glue, like I want to do spiral binding as much as possible, I want to do some spacing, I will try to scale it up like 23 here or 22, and so I still have some space from the top, or sometimes I will just adjust it from the AI itself. So now let's print it. Now let's print also the weekly planner. Okay. So here is the paper. And this is the weekly planner. Again, for my printer, I'm currently using Canon G6040, and then for my paper, it's 120 GSM. So the papers are almost done for the weekly planner. I can probably bind them later on. So for cutting the paper, you can definitely use something like this for starting. Something like this, you can find it on Amazon, or probably you can get a guillotine like this one. So before I have a guillotine, a manual one, now I got the big one. So if you're doing a lot of notebooks or notepads, it's really good to invest for a guillotine. So it will help you to finish quickly the planners or notebooks. So now let's try cutting. So make sure it's in the middle. Let's cut it. So if these things happen, like it's not like a clean cut, what you need to do is just put a paper underneath and the paper on the top of the paper, of the printout. Or you can just clean it up with a scissor, but it will take time. It's not good if it will take time like this one's like that. So what will you be needing is your papers. I already cut this into half. Here is my printout, And then some 1.5 millimeter of cardboard here. I got two, one for the back and one for the front, because I wanted to, bind them like this way so it will not damage the first page up front. Mod Podge or glue, you can just use regular glues. So now I only have this one right now. This one will work. And some old brush here. And some clamps. So before, I usually sell it like this way, but sometimes it takes time. But if you're going to sell it a lot, probably it's more better for you to make a stock, because sometimes it takes a lot of time in printing it. So I suggest you should make a stock. So I usually align them as much as possible, like the pages, and then when you see here, you need to always tack, kind of like that. Here, you need to do this way so it's aligned as much as possible. I try to align here on the edge here, on the edge right here. So when I put glue in it, it will not go to the pages. And then I will clamp here, tack, tap. There's a lot of tapping. See, and then as much as possible, try to close the spaces here. I hope you can see it, because you don't want the glue to go inside the pages, so you want it to be tight. If you have those metal clamps, it's more good, but right now I only have this one. As much as possible, I try to put 2 coatings, so when it gets dry, like for about 30 minutes, I'll put another coating, and then after that I will wait for like an hour or 2. I already put some glue here. Then later on, I'll try to put another coating. So while waiting, I usually use 120 GSM paper for my inside pages right here. This is one example for my weekly planner. This one is 120 GSM from the inside, and from the outside, I'm using 300 GSM paper. And then I laminate it with matte. See. So I suggest whenever you wanted to start your stationery business or art business, you really wanted to test at least the papers that you will use, and as much as possible know if you have access to that paper, because not every time that you can have access to that paper. Like for example, if you buy it from Amazon, it will be hard for you because sometimes they run out of stock. Or probably check all the stationery shops around you. If probably they have a lot of supply of that, then probably you can use that, because I had a problem like that before, and I was ordering papers from Amazon, and then later on I cannot find it, so it was hard for me to find the same paper that I was using. So yeah, try as much as possible, try to get some options in finding the right paper for you. Now I already have the cover for the weekly planner right here. It's 300 GSM, and then the paper for inside pages, 120 GSM. I'm going to laminate it with matte lamination. So now, as you can see, it's dry. Let's try to take it out now. Bismillah. Okay. And there you go. See how it looks like? And then you can just put it off like that. Take out this excess glue. We're just gonna use this one. This one is used for the nail. Now I will just cut the sides of it, and then the extra excess here in the notepad. Now for the punching machine, you can just buy one something like this, the cinch. To turn it to bind it using this one here from behind. Cover here front, and then the back cover here, and then let's get some binder. Now let's bind it. It's done. You have your weekly planner.